Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wyoming Knits YouTube channel. My name is Jenny Lee and this is my channel where I like to talk about all the things that I've been knitting on over the past week. Today is Sunday, April 29th, 2026, and this is episode 135. You can find me on Instagram as Jenny Lee Knits, and you can find me on Ravelry as Jenny Lee S Knits. And today I have no finished objects, 6 works in progress, and a yarn haul from the Great Basin Fiber Arts Fair that I went to on Friday. So let's get right into all of the things. Today I'm coming to you from Southwest Wyoming, where I live with my husband, our daughter, and our little Yorkie, Dax. I am home by myself with Dax today, so I have the door open and he's been coming in and out and looking out the windows and growling at the kittens outside and then wanting to go outside. So if there's an interruption, that's probably him. Let's get right into what I am wearing. I am wearing the California sweater by Knit California, who is Leslie. I love this sweater. It is made with blackbird sycamore, fingering weight yarn, and mohair held together on a size 10, US size 10. Let me check my cheat sheet. There we go, 6mm needle. I was like, whoa, this has all of the measurements on it, and I was looking over here to find the 10. The 10's right here. So it's knit on a size 10. You hold the mohair and the fingering weight, or Surrey alpaca and fingering weight held together. And I think this only used two of each, so two skeins of fingering weight and 2 skeins of the Surrey alpaca, but this was mohair, so I used 2 of those. I will have my project page for this project linked in the description box below, along with all of my project pages that I talk about today, yarn shops and bag shops where you can buy the yarn or the bags that I've talked about today. I will try to link everything in the description box below, along with all of the make-alongs that I am participating in this year or this quarter or this month. So let's start with some works in progress. Let's go with the one that you've seen before. This is in a Fancy Boys Designs bag. I am knitting the second breakfast socks by Witchery. I started out with a 2x2 ribbed cuff. I cast on 64 stitches with a German twisted cast on a size 0 2mm 9-inch circular needle, and I was right here last time I showed it. I've added some repeats. I have about 20 more, maybe 25 more repeats to go, or 25 more rows to go till I get to the heel. And this is my Yarnable from September 2025. This is Shroom with a view. And here's the cake. And I am making these for my mom for Mother's Day. So I'm pretty sure I will have these done for my mom for Mother's Day. Oh, sorry, I hit the tripod. And it's the Hypnotic Yarnable. I think this is her new tag. I have a couple others in here that have the old tag. It's on the inside. The inside has some stuff about where you can find hypnotic yarn and Yarnable and how to care for your hand dyed project. So that is that one. I have 3 more socks that I cast on this week. I cast on another pair. This is a Mountain State Stitches bag. And this is the other Yarnable yarn that I had in that bag last week. And this one is Squeeze the Day. Let me grab the tag. Oh man. Pulled out all the yarn with it. So this is the old label. And this is May 2025, Squeeze the Day. It is like a lemon and lime inspired. So these ones I am doing String of Lights. Started with 64 stitches, German twisted cast on, 20 rounds in a 2x2 rib for the cuff, and then I went right into the String of Lights pattern. I'm using a 9-inch circular needle. This is also size 0, 2 millimeters, and I do my whole sock until I get to the toe on the 9-inch circulars. So I'll even do my heel with the 9 inches. I just love how this gives it just a little bit of like a rib, but you can still see all, it's like Vanilla Plus. So this one is for my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. So I will be working on those 2 socks this week and hopefully getting a lot of work done on them. When I do the toe, I switch to 32-inch size 1, and that is a 2.25 millimeter needle. When I do magic loop, I am super tight, so I go up a needle size when I do magic loop. Then the next one I cast on is in this Knit for Brains bag. It is also another Yarnable yarn. This one is Dynamite from December 2024. And my sister-in-law picked out this color for a pair of socks for her. I'm hoping to have these done for Mother's Day. If not Mother's Day, then for Christmas. So I am also using String of Lights on this one. 64 stitches, German twisted cast on, 20 rounds for the cuff. I finished the cuff right here, and I've only done a few rows. But I wanted to get this cast on so I could work on it. And then I have my other Knit for Brains bag. And this is for my other sister-in-law. Also the String of Lights pattern. And this one was the November, I want to say November 2025. Yes, November 2025 Wild Current. So those will get worked on. Hopefully I can have these done for both of them for Mother's Day. That's coming up pretty soon, probably like two weeks left in April. And it's the first or second Sunday in May. So 3 weeks to get 4 pairs of socks done. I think I can do it. Then last time we talked about this sweater. This is in a Fates Threads bag. They are no longer making bags, but look at all these dragons. They're no longer making bags, but I love this one for sweaters. I'm using Yarn Cafe Creations, and this is her prickly pear color. I'm not sure what she has on the website right now. She is going through a clearance and maybe rebranding, doing some other things. So I'm not exactly sure what's left on her website. I am on the second cake. This is a DK weight, and I am doing the Anacortes Pullover by Michele Fraz Knits, Michele Frazzetta, and I was right here last time. I talked about how on this section right here, this twisted rib, that I had messed up right in here, right? Yeah, right here on this stitch. And it looked, I looked on the inside, and I had, when I laddered down and picked up stitches, I had missed one. So there was a slip stitch, and I went back and I fixed that and then worked on it some more. I am finished with the increases between the raglan and the sleeves, and now I think I'm just working on one of them, the front and back increases, or just sleeve increases. I can't remember which one, but right now I have to do like 10, 8, 6, I don't remember what number of increases for just that section, the front. I think it's the front and the back. And I have already wove in my ends where I picked up the new yarn. I am not I'm not alternating skeins at all. Let's see, right here ish is where I switched. I don't think you can tell at all so far where I switched skeins. I think with the broken rib pattern and the variegation and everything, I don't know if you'll be able to tell where I've switched skeins, but I'm going to be working on this week. I love this one, and I really love a broken rib pattern, as you can tell with the string of lights and the second breakfast socks. So that one's in here. And then I have a new cast on Sunday. I had this bag sitting downstairs. This is a bag that my cousin had made. Her mom asked her to make it, and then her mom gave it to me. It had all of my Lion Brand Scarfie yarn in there, and I kept looking at it and thinking, I need to cast on a sweater with this. Which one do I want to cast on? Something easy, something quick, and I went back and forth between the California sweater and the no frills sweater. And I have this one and this one that are kind of the same. This one is the Lion brand and this one is Loops and Threads. And they're both kind of fluffy. This one has more of a halo than this one, and I kept going back and forth, and I decided to make a no frills sweater out of this one. So I cast it on Sunday of last week. I am now on my second skein, and I have split for sleeves. My sleeves are on hold, and I've worked that much after the sleeves. This is the back. And I am loving the way this is working up. I did not swatch. I don't know if I made Engage. I made a no frill sweater before and I used the recommended needles in the pattern, and I'm using those again. This says it's a size 4, so worsted weight, but it says to use a size 5mm. That's an 8. And it's got 349 yards per 100 grams. That's about, I keep kicking the tripod. Let's see. 245 yards in 100 grams for this one. And this one has 349 yards in 100 grams. So this is lighter than that one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if it fits when it's done. I haven't tried it on at all. I think it's gonna fit. And I just think it's so different in the sweater than it is in the ball. But I bought this at the beginning of the year to make a fun kind of striped but not quite striped sweater, and I finally cast it on. I was like, oh, I'll get some other stuff finished first. Let me finish some other stuff first. And then last Sunday I said, I don't have any larger projects that are just knit that I could, on whatever days that I come home from school and I'm just not feeling it, that I could just sit down and not think and just knit. So I needed something I could just sit down and just knit. So I cast this one on. And now I am at the part where I can just knit. It's making my nose itchy because it's so fluffy. So we'll see how long it takes me to finish, but I wanted something I could just have whenever I needed a brain break. So that is all the things I worked on this week. This one got the most work. I did, okay, let's put these on the ground right over here. I did go to the Great Basin Fiber Arts Festival on Friday. My friend Megan went with me. We walked around and looked at all the beautiful yarn, and I said, should I buy it? Should I not? Should I wait? I could buy it online later. And then I said, well, it's not breaking my yarn ban if I buy it today. So let's just buy it today and then not buy anything for a long time. So that's what I did. I'm going to move some stuff over and put it all on this table right here so I can show it to you. I have a lot of things. Maybe we'll go in reverse order because all of the stuff I bought last is on top. I bought this bag. Uh-oh, does it? I don't see a tag. Let's see. Will it show up in my history? Stratton Sewing. I'll have to look at the vendor list 1 second and then I'll pop up the vendor. Stratton Sewing and Alterations. I'll have a better picture and then I will try to link this in the description box below. But this is my new llama bag. I think this is perfect for a shawl or a small t-shirt sweater. Then I stopped at Lovejoy Fibers, Lovejoy Yarn, I can't remember. Let's look at Lovejoy Fibers and Knit. She is from Salt Lake, Utah, and I got this one. It's got purple and pink. I do not have a bright pink pair of socks for me, so this is Purple Cacti, fingering weight sock, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards per 100 grams. So I got this one. And then I saw this beautiful Surrey lace with sparkle. Yeah. You see the sparkle? Maybe. And there was two skeins. And I thought, ooh, I need to hold that with something. And I asked her, I said, do you have one more of these? And she said, no, I only have the 2 today. I said, okay. So I looked around and I had found this one, also from her booth. This is Opal Haze. And I thought I could make a pair of socks and hold these two together for another California sweater, because I only used 2 skeins for this one, 2 skeins of mohair and 2 skeins of fingering weight. And so I thought these two together would be beautiful and sparkly. And this is called Lavender Haze and Opal Haze. I think those will be beautiful together. I really, really want to cast this on right now because I love this sweater so much. And 2 skeins 2 skein project. Quick. So I have that one. Then I went to the Dragon Horde yarn, or I left the Dragon Horde yarn booth to go to that one. And I was looking and looking and looking, and she has beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors. And every time I go, I want one of everything. But I knew I couldn't just get one skein of everything, because what would I make with that besides socks and hats? So I saw this one and I thought that I love that one. This is House of Thorns. And then I was looking and I thought, okay, I'll get three of the fingering weight ones, and I know I can get a sweater out of 3 fingering weight skeins. If I hold it with a fluff yarn, I can get a DK weight sweater. If I just hold it single, I can get a nice sweater out of that. And then I held it next to this one, and I thought that would be a beautiful striped sweater. So I thought maybe like the Olga sweater or something like that. The Friday sweater by Petite Knit. But I thought that would be so good together. So I got 3 skeins of this one also. And maybe I can use those in some kind of combination, something. And I had to get all 6 skeins. The next place I came from was the, let's see, I went to the Yarnaceous Fibers, and I got this sock set. She put a little stitch marker on there. This goes with her book club, her book club sock sets that she's doing. This one was based on Pride and Prejudice and Bennett Blue. So the main skein is Pride and Prejudice. And I only got that one there. She had lots of sock sets. I didn't really see any single skeins, like that there was enough that you could bake a sweater. There probably was, but I didn't see any that I thought that I would love. And then I went to the So Happy Jane booth, and these were sitting next to each other, and I thought, ooh, that would be a beautiful sweater held together. I think this is Surrey Alpaca. With just a super wash merino recycled nylon, and this is beech wood, just a tan gray color. And I thought these two together would be so good. This one is oh, variegated beechwood. and this one is just beechwood. So they were meant to be together, and it's going to be either a Monday sweater or a Fidalgo pullover. Probably a Fidalgo. The Fidalgo, right? Yeah, the Fidalgo is the sister pattern to the Anacortes pattern. It's got a V-neck, and it's also a broken rib pattern, but I don't think it's the same. I think it might be a 3x1 instead of a 2x2. I don't know. But that's what I got this one for. And then I went to the Candy Shop Yarn, and I got this sock set and some minis. This is the Pastel Dreams, and she created the Little Leftovers cow with this set. And then the first place I went was the Till Torch Knits booth, and I knew I wanted to do another birch pullover, and I didn't want to do green, so I picked out 5 purples, and this is the Dancing with a Stranger, and I'm going to do another birch pullover with this. So I think, because I love wearing my birch pullover, I absolutely love it. I love my California sweater and my birch pullover and my Monday sweater. I wear those all the time. My storm sweater I wear all the time. So I think I want to make a couple more of those in different colors, just because I know that I wear them all the time. And that was everything I got. I have not counted or weighed any of this yarn yet to see how many grams in for this week. But I knew I was going to have lots and lots of yarn for this week. And next week is local yarn store day. I will be going to the Yarn in the Tail next Saturday. So if you are going to Rock Springs, stop by the Yarn in the Tail on Saturday. I will be there for a little while. We also have the Cowboy Yarn Crawl coming up. It is Memorial Day until Labor Day. There are 8 shops around the state of Wyoming that are participating. I will pop in some pictures right here. Let me grab my phone. I have some more information about the yarn crawl. There's one Cowgirl Yarn in Laramie, the Fiber House in Sheridan, Knit On Purl in Jackson, Mountain Meadow Wool in Buffalo, Swanky Mountain in Gillette, Wool and Whimsy in Casper, Wyoming Yarn and Fiber in Cody, and the Yarn in the Tail in Rock Springs. And the yarn passports will be available beginning in May, Memorial Weekend through Labor Day weekend 2026, and it is the 9th annual Cowboy yarn crawl. On the map you can see how far spread out they are, and then I have a picture of the passport with all of the yarn stores and where they are located, and those will be linked in the description box below if you would like to go check out their website before you go visit them. I am so excited for the yarn crawl this year. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to yet. I know I'm definitely going to the Yarn in the Tail sometime this summer, but we'll see if I am able to travel. I might go to the one in Laramie. I'm going to Laramie for a training for school at the university, and so I will be in Laramie, and maybe I'll stop at the yarn shop there. I will give you more details when that gets closer on which days I will be there. So I had a productive week. I had a very big yarn haul this week, and I am so excited about all of the yarn that I purchased, and I have some ideas. I think the only thing I don't have a solid idea for are my 2 Dragon Horde yarn colors. That's not 100% set in stone yet, but I'm thinking I'm going to do a California sweater, a Fidalgo sweater, and a birch pullover sometime in the near future. I know the birch is going to take a very long time because it is a half fisherman's rib sweater knit on size US size 2.75 millimeter needles, and it is fingering weight, full-size sweater, long sleeves, not cropped, so I know it will take a while to finish that one, but I love the way my birch fits, and I would definitely make another one. I think I'm gonna leave you here and go count my yarn and get it into my spreadsheet, put it back on the shelf over here, and edit this video, get it up, and start some knitting. Until next Sunday, happy knitting.